Hi everyone, this is Lady T here and thanks for stopping by my channel. If it's your first time, you can do the usuals, which is subscribe. But before you subscribe, feel free to check around my channel, have a look at my videos, get to know Lady T just a little bit and why you should be part of my YouTube family. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So, one of the things that I am personally passionate about, as much as being a Proverbs 31 woman, which I am, which I have grown into, which I'm still growing, and as you see on my channel, you'll see different life journeys that I've chose to put on my channel to express my way in growing as a Proverbs 31 woman. But one of the other things that I'm very passionate about is encouraging women in business, or just encouraging women to do stuff and do things and use our 10 hands that God gave us, our gifts, to do things. And I'm so passionate. I've been passionate about this just since whenever. So about a couple of years ago, I decided to make a little group between my girlfriends and I called Live, Grow and Excel. Live, Grow, Excel. And basically that group was about us encouraging each other. You know, if we had new business ideas or initiatives and we just wanted to bounce ideas or share ideas of Instagram posts and what do you think and how can I do it better, we all just got together on a little WhatsApp group and we were living to grow to excel. And I really enjoy seeing how people are doing things out there on social media and how people's businesses are growing and how people are expanding and all sorts. But this year, I decided to expand Live, Grow, Excel just a little bit more, and I've now put the group on Instagram. So please check out my Instagram page called live.grow.excel. Please follow us, join, see what's happening there, be encouraged. And I decided that this year I wanted to do events that I believe are either encouraging for us in business or in family or in finance or in all sorts. So throughout the year, look out on my channel or look out on the Instagram page for different events that are going to come up throughout the year. Now, someone who's a man who's watching this is going to say, but I'm not a woman. I know. But behind every successful woman is a successful man. And even if she hasn't got that man now, he's coming. So you can still be part of this journey, don't worry. But there might every now and then be the odd event that is a ladies only event. But by all means, gentlemen, if you're watching this out there, by all means, join the community, join the events that you feel that are relevant, or get your wives, get your girlfriends, get your sisters to join the community and they can tell you about it. On Sunday the 17th of January, I decided to have my first event for 2021, which was about managing your money right. Everybody is in this season of wanting to start off 2021 the best way, the right way. We all know how 2020 went. There's no need to go into that. But everyone's on that season of let's get this started right. Let's face the right tracks financially, mentally, emotionally, in our careers, in our businesses, in our family goals, in all sorts. So I decided that I wanted to put together a Manage Your Money Right event. And I had one of my girlfriends, Olajumoke Taiwo, who is a personal financial planner and who basically knows how to live right and well financially. And I've always said to her that let her strength be a blessing to somebody else. So I got Olajumoke on board to take the Manage Your Money Right event and teach us how to be better with money, how to budget, and how to use our mindsets right for money. At the end of the day, we are going to spend money this year and we're going to make money this year, but we want to do it all right. So sit back and enjoy this replay of the event that we had in January. I will put the details in the description box below on how you can contact Olajumoke if you want a personal consultation, or feel free to like our Instagram page and send us a DM and I will put you in touch with Jumoke that way. Enjoy, learn, and if you can, share with someone that you believe could be blessed by that webinar. God bless. Enjoy. Two cars. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manage Your Money Right. Thank you for joining. Thank you for logging on. And I do hope that you will find this meeting beneficial for you. So before we get into the meeting, I would first like to introduce myself to you here. So my name is Ruth Odenuga. Some people call me Ruth and some people call me Tayo. And here you will see my businesses that I have started and I am and what I am, should I say. So equally, as I said, my name is Tayo, but I'm also known as Lady T, and I'll explain that in a short minute. So here you'll see I am a Proverbs 31 woman, and in that, I'm a woman that is a mum. I'm a mum of 3 boys, very ecstatic boys, men, some boys. I'm a wife, I'm a worker, I'm a 9-to-5er, I'm a 5-to-9er. I'm everything that it includes. But more so, I run a event management company called 360 Hype. I've been running that now since 2008. I'm everything, all events. I love events. I love organizing events, and I love everything being right. And then in 2018, I decided to launch a clothing brand called P31 Said in Print. As I mentioned earlier, that I'm a Proverbs 31 woman. I'm always seeing, and you always see people wearing slogan t-shirts. And it came to me to think, instead of wearing slogan t-shirts that for me were quite random, why not wear slogan t-shirts that have meaning? So I launched the brand Proverbs 31, which was initially based on the scripture Proverbs, the Proverbs 31 scripture. But as time has progressed and as my spirit has led, I've now delved into many different great scriptures that people have been blessed by, and they wear my product. Then in 2018 as well, I also started the Live, Grow, Excel community, which is the platform that this meeting is being held on and for. So what is Live, Grow, Excel? So 2 years ago, I decided to get a few girls together and say, you know what, let's come together. One thing I am passionate about is women in business, girls in business, or doing something. I'm truly a believer that God gave us our hands for a reason. He gave us our hands to do something with them. Whether you can see it yourself now, but I believe that there's something in there that you can do. So I decided just to get a group of my girls together and let's just bounce ideas. Let's encourage each other in business. And that was in 2018. And that was just on a little WhatsApp group, just to encourage each other. But as time has gone on, and as you can see now on this particular platform, I decided to step it out a bit further. Now put it out onto Instagram. And what was laid in my spirit, or towards the end of the year, beginning of this year, was to host events that I believe are relevant and beneficial. And I'm going to say women, and I know there are some men on this call, so I'm going to get to that in just a second, but that women can benefit from, benefit in business, benefit in career, benefit in health, benefit in family. They all compromise what we are. They all put together what we are. So throughout the year, please stay out, people, please look out for the different events that we will put together to benefit us, to enable us to live, to grow, and to excel. Now, I've mentioned men. Not every woman should and will eventually have a man in their life. So for me, what I simply say here is, if you're a gentleman on here and your wife isn't on here, why not? Or if your girlfriend's not on here, why not? Or if your sister's not on here, why not? So it's definitely a women's community, and I'd love men here as well, but also encourage the ladies in your life to be involved in and enjoy the events that we put on in the years to come, or in this year to come. I started YouTube to document my journey in faith as a Christian, as a mom, as a wife, and whatnot. And that's where I am. So feel free, you can see all the handles there. Feel free to follow me in the social media world, but more importantly, live, grow, excel. So today, we've put together this event, Manage Your Money Right. And I'm shortly going to introduce Olajumoke Taiwo, who's going to take us through the Manage Your Money Right event. And I just want you to enjoy. I want you to benefit. Equally more so, we want you to benefit from this event. So for now, I will stop sharing my screen and I will allow Jumoke to take over.
Good. So thank you, Taiwo, for inviting me to your platform. This is not the first time she's invited me. She is, I call her the bully of the group. She bullies you until she takes that talent out of you, basically. So thank you again. Thank you to the 65 people on this call. I appreciate your time. I promise you it will be well spent tonight. So why are you here? We are here to talk about manage your money right. And I'm going to go through various slides. The slides are please get your notepads, get your phone out, get engaging, start typing, start taking notes. I'm sure some of it you've heard before, but if anything, it's a good platform for you to start your 2021. So, as Taiwo's introduced me previously, my name is Olajumoke Taiwo. Most people call me Jimmy. By day, I'm a finance and operations manager. And what do I care about? I care about my family time. And I'm spending a lot of time at the moment due to COVID. I love traveling in my spare time, and of course, I love healthy financial habits. I love talking to my friends about it. I love engaging people. I love people doing better with their finances. So this is not new to me. This is basically part of who I am. And by night, afternoon, midday, whatever you want to call it, I run Sparkle Jewelry. If you don't follow me on Instagram, this is a chance for you to see all things sparkling behind the scenes that I also do. Sorry. So let's talk about why you're here today and the things I want you to go away with before the end of this call. So we are here to make sure that we're able to change your mindset. So we're upgrading everybody's mindset today and how we see budgeting and how we see finance. Budgeting is not a scary word. I'm going to run you through some processes and show you or highlight to you how simple and how useful it can be for yours and your household. And I'm also going to drop in some practical tips as well on how to manage your personal finance. So the world that was, obviously, we're in a different season of life at the moment. Right now, we are experiencing the impact of 2020. What happened in 2020 for everybody wide? COVID-19. So when COVID-19 hit, there was a lot of things we used to do before, but we don't do them anymore. People like me used to drive to work. We used to drive to nursery, drop kids off, go to church, go to this event, go to parties, go to weddings. Everybody's year got cancelled. So let's talk a little bit about 2020. If you're taking notes, I want you to money on right now. My top 3 things are childcare, travel and holidays, and I guess, I don't know, maybe morning routine, because there is no coffee anywhere anymore for me, and I am not buying any smoothies or any salads before going to work. So that is my top 3. Just look through it. There's parties, there's drinks after work, eating out, shopping, date nights, you know, all those cozy moments in the cinemas have been taken away from us, commuting, which I'm sure none of us miss, and also little things that makes us happy, like our hair, going to hairdressers, going to the barbers, getting makeup done. We miss all of those beautiful things, but with those beautiful things comes a lot of expenses as well. So just because you're getting to know me a little bit, this is my anchor, the things that anchor me and help me with my finances and how I view my finances. So Luke 16:10 is a very, very important scripture to me. I am a Christian, I'm a practicing Christian, and it says, if you are faithful in the little, you will be faithful in the large things, which basically reads to me that God has given me this little pot and it's my job to manage it. So right now, while we are on this journey, are you managing the little pot that God has given to you? Or maybe your pot is too big for you to manage it, or do you actually value that little pot? And it also says here, which is the other side of the scripture, but if you are dishonest in the little things, you won't be honest in the greater responsibility, with greater responsibilities. So that means when God gives you more, how would you be able to manage it? Also, my other second favorite one is Proverbs 6-8. I won't dwell on the first bit. I will talk about the bottom bit, which is, without having a chief officer or ruler, she prepares our bread in summer and gathers our food in harvest. So what season of life are you in right now with your finances? How are you managing your finances? And do you actually know what part of your journey you're on with your finances? And also, as I said, because I'm a practicing Christian, I pay my tithe and I pay gross of my tithe. There is a scripture, that's just what I do. So if you do it, good. If you don't, that's up to you. So let's talk a little bit about our mindset, this headspace. Let's examine it today. Sorry if you're looking at me and I'm looking at my notes, is because I'm trying to do two things at once, but you know, you're all hearing my voice and you can see the slides. So basically last year for me, I would say last year was a year of reflection. There was a lot of sadness in the air. There was a lot of negative energy. There was just a lot of just all this news that kept coming our way. And obviously with that meant everything stopping. And also with that meant, oh my God, all this money have come in and all of these choices on how I was spending my money and how I wasn't. And it just got me thinking, do we actually take time out to think about our personal choices? So what drives you? What drives your choice? So basically think about your postcode. I live in Dartford. Your postcode right now, why do you live in that address that you live? Why do you drive the car you drive? Why do your kids go to the school they go to, for example? Or why do you have the mobile phone you have? What are your choices and what is the reason that is driving those choices? Also, with all of us now, most of us are adults now, what were your childhood dynamics? So in your household, did you grow up in a house where there was plenty, lucky for you? Did you grow up in a house where mommy and daddy had to scrounge? You know, there was always the third week of the month is always the hardest week because we've run out of a lot of things. And then people argue, people bicker. What kind of household did you grow up in? Also, did you grow up in a good household or a balanced household where you could say mom and dad were savers? So basically you've learned that culture too. So right now, every time you get your money in, you have a little pot, you're saving away, you're keeping stuff away. Basically, there's so many variations to what makes you you. And today, part of it is just to examine those little things. We've only got an hour, so there isn't a lot of time to you know, open you up, but we can touch on things for you to take away and at least think about. Also, why do you make the choice you make? Why do I have braids? Why do I wear this makeup this way? Just the simple things of life. Or why do you choose the products you buy? Why do you shop in Sainsbury's rather than shopping in Aldi like the rest of us? Why? It's just those little things we need to ask ourselves. And I guess those things trickle down to why we make all our personal financial decisions. So the next segment to talk about is basically how we develop a healthy approach to goal setting. And while I was doing that, I was also thinking, what damage did 2020 do to our mindset? Did you have a plan? Were you able to execute your plan? Was your plan too big? Did 2020 rob you of that plan? So, for example, a personal experience for me, April 17th, 2020, I lost my job. And that was just a quick blow to, your confidence, your plan, all of the things you wanted to do in 2020. That happened. I was out of work for 4.5 months. And it was basically when the news was just no jobs, everyone's losing their jobs, everyone's going to furlough. When I lost my job, I think it was the week before the government announced the furlough. So I went back to ask them if they could furlough me, and they said no, they weren't willing to take on that extra cost because they weren't 100% sure if the government was actually going to give them their money back. So I was a victim of 2022. But in all of that, I was still able to manage myself and manage my goals. So what we're exploring this year is, are we still going to carry on what 2020 left behind, or are we going to look at 2020 as what it was, a fluke, and are we going to work towards making better choices for 2021? So let's talk about developing a useful approach to budgeting. And we'll start with the basic. What is budgeting? Budgeting is basically an estimate of your income, so what is coming in, and your expenditure, basically what is leaving your bank account every month over a set period of time. So right now, we are in January. Have you started to think about everything that is coming in? So all your salary, your wages, anything on your side also that is coming in February, and basically how you're going to use that money to cover all of those bills coming in February and what else you would have left in February. So again, have a look at this. Which one are you? The first one is somebody that is expense heavy. You're basically living above your means. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. I'm so sorry. The second one is you are balanced. Beautiful place to be right now. You're the lucky one. And the third place is your income is in surplus. Basically, you are living the life. You are the goal. So which one are you? Take a few moments to just think about, actually, where am I? And I guess a lot of us probably think we're number 2, but really and truly, most of us are either number 1 or 3. It's only a very small amount of people that are actually number 2. But again, this is why we're on the call. So let's talk about the number ones. I'm not sure if you can see my little corner here. It's still showing you where your expenses are basically a lot lower than they should be on the, seesaw? And I just want to touch on a few things that might be causing this. So let's talk about your subscriptions. Are we a Netflix lover, a Disney lover, a Prime lover, a Sky lover? Yes, all of those count as subscription because you're paying monthly. Also, women, do we get products sent in the post every month? Those beautiful products that we open up and then they're asking you to pay £10 a month, but £10 a month times 12 is 120. And if you have 3 of those, that is what? Yes, you've done the maths. Thank you. Also, are you one of those that shops at Fabletics? So recently, I went to buy some gym clothes in Fabletics, and I did not know that the trick to their marketing is to get you to sign up. But you're not just signing up, you're signing up and paying £50. That is a lot of money for gym wear. Like, no one loves gym wear that much, surely. But it's just those little things. Or, you pay for, is it Experian where they tell you your credit ratings? Like, why do you need to pay for that? There's so many free information source for your credit rating. So do you have expensive taste? We know our people, AKA people like me. We all love the finer things in life, and yes, it comes at a price. Sadly, those things are not free, and also those things are actually not affordable. So do you live an expensive lifestyle because of your expensive taste? Are you always in your overdraft? I think that is actually a question we should always ask ourselves. am I in my overdraft every month? Do you touch your overdraft every month? And another big, massive issue that maybe is not highlighted enough is credit cards. What is your relationship like with credit cards? The UK, America, Canada, I don't know about the rest of the world. At least for those three countries or those three places, I know that credit is placed on such a high part of the economy. So for the UK, for example, you live in the UK, they tell you you need to be credit ratings to be good. That means you need to have credit cards. And then that means you need to be approved for a certain level of balance. So it's like, oh yeah, I've got 4 credit cards and I've got a credit limit of 10k each. Yeah, those £40,000 are not your money. So why are you spending it like it's yours? You have to pay it back. And when we're paying it back, it's a lot harder than when we're spending it. Life choices. So some people, our income goes up, so we have to match our expenses. The more our income goes up, the nicer the things we want. All of those things, again, come at a cost. And our favorite word, YOLO. Are you always YOLOing? Are you always treating yourself? Please don't get me wrong, I am the queen of treats, so don't worry, you're speaking to the person that is basically speaking to herself. How often do you treat yourself? And how expensive are your treats? It's just a little thing to think about. And then the people balancing, the people on the sweet spot, the great place to be. How can you get yourself into a better position? Do you have a side hustle that you might maybe want to consider, or maybe, I don't know, think about? There's so many videos on YouTube. Yesterday, I was trolling people's videos on top 10 side hustle, top 10 businesses you can do from home. There is so many information out there. Please don't be scared. Go on YouTube, do your research. There's so much more. Can you change your job? Can you change your career? I was reading an article last week and it basically said if you've been in your company for more than 3 years, you are losing 30% of your potential income. And that scared me because they sell us that lie that we should stay in our company for a long time because then we're financially secure and nobody can get rid of us. But also, I guess if you go somewhere else, you could be doing exactly the same job but getting paid 30% more. So there's a lot of things to think about in your balancing act. And also, while you are balanced, stable, and secure, if one of you, God forbid, loses your job today, how many paychecks would you be able to survive on? So, for example, when I lost my job last year, we were able to survive on my husband's income for 4.5 months, and we were fine because, again, I've learned that I can't have everything. So I was okay with that. And we were fine. We did not, I can confidently say I did not touch my overdraft. I didn't even know I had one until when my bank reminded me if I wanted to increase it recently. So again, where are you in your finances? And then the last one, the goal, the place we all want to be. What are you doing with your surplus? Are you paying overpayments on your mortgages? Please, please, please look into that. If you want any information on that, I know people that I can send to you, or you can get the details and they can speak to you more about that. I also have this wonderful spreadsheet that I discovered while doing all this research about the effect of if you overpay and how that reduces the the interest you're paying back on your mortgage as well. So please, please, please look into it. Are you putting your money in private pension? Are you putting your money in investments? Are you developing and making your home a beautiful palace, which we should all be doing because we are going to be at home even longer right now? So where is that money going? Have you noticed that in the surplus, I've not listed going to friends and family? or buying new things or supporting that. Sorry, I'm from Africa, so there's a lot of people who have to support back home. Please, please, please don't get offended. But sometimes those little things also crunch on your money as well. So this might be a good opportunity to maybe speak to yourself or just actually check what you're sending and how valuable is that? Is that what is tipping you over from being a balancing to being high in expenses or not being in surplus? Just something to think about. And yes, we are here. We're going to look at a budget template. Don't be scared. I promise you, it's not that complicated. It's an easy one. And thankfully, with the magic of the internet, I think this should link you to my spreadsheet. So this is my spreadsheet. Hopefully you can still see my screen and everything is working in order. Yep. I just wanted to show you a simple template. This template, I'm happy to send it through Tile at the end of the meeting for everyone to have a copy. So this is James and Julie. James earns £33,012 after tax, and Julie earns £2,500 after tax. So these are all Julie's expenses here. It adds up to £886.48. That includes our tithe. Don't forget, because I'm a practicing Christian, it's part of the things I budget for. James is also a practicing Christian, so he's budgeted for his as well. And we've listed all of the little things that everybody gets involved in. Have you seen there? Yes, we have accounted for spending money for each person, because don't be scared to spend money. It's your money. You've worked for it. Budget for it. Budget for your coffee, budget for your smoothie, budget for all your salads and everything lovely that you want to eat after work or before work. Also, they have their regular expenses. They are lucky. They're paying £85 in council tax. I want those. That is the expense that I want. So they pay for council tax. They pay for broadband. So basically, if you look at my spreadsheet, I've highlighted utility, subscription, and maintenance and upkeep. And I've also talked about security. I've just divided it so that when you are thinking about your pot in the month, how are you looking at your pot? So, and what percentage of your money is going into, for example, security? Let's talk about that. COVID-19 happened. A lot of people died. That's the honest truth. And it's so sad. But what are you keeping away? You might not be in a position to financially keep away any money right now, but you can buy life insurance. My mortgage advisor, when I first got my life insurance, I was like, I can't afford a lot of money right now. What can you give me? I think I only had £50. I was like, this is all I had. And he said, don't worry. But that bought me quite a lot. And I was quite surprised with that. So speak to somebody. Don't be scared. It's, yes, maybe for people like myself, that African is something we don't talk about, but don't be scared. This is also you managing your money right. I've got on here cleaners. You might not need a cleaner. Some people do. Factor that in. You might not need Netflix or Sky. Some people do because they need something to keep their kids occupied. Factor that in. Your gas and electricity might be more or less. Put that in. Put that amount in. Just be transparent with everything. Put it on the list. So those 3 boxes are probably never going to change, and they don't change often because those are just regular expenses. So I've taken an extra box, which is the extra expenses. That's the extra things that we do above and beyond. So this couple, I've decided, again, if you were single, you could just remove the column for James and everything will filter in as normal. If you were, just in a single person relationship, don't worry, this also works for you. I'll send 2 versions, a couple one and a single person's one for you through Tile after the call. So these people, again, they are topping up on their mortgage because they have a little in surplus. They pay for clothes in January, just £30, not a lot of money. I guess they weren't going anywhere. Eating out, they decided to just treat themselves to £50 extra. It was mum's birthday, so one of their mum's birthdays, so they decided to buy a present worth £50. Holiday, they decided that, okay, at some point we might want to go on holiday this year. Let's start. They started putting £200 away for holiday. But think about it, £200 over, I don't know, 10 months, that's £2,000. That is a healthy holiday. If you shop well, you can go on 2 holidays, if not 3 with that money. And then also Christmas is a hardcore month for a lot of people. Like me, my list, I think my list is at 26 babies that I buy things for, and my son just started school. So I've easily added 5 people or 5 children to that list already. So that's 31 plus. If you're putting money aside, it takes the stress off November. And also in December, we order a lot of food in as well. It takes the heat off a lot of those expenses. So it's just something to think about if you don't already do that now. There's a spending summary here. It says here, they've basically spent 5,014 and they got 5,008 in, and they have a total left. So rather than just the total left in their bank account, just sitting there looking pretty, temptation rising, put it in a savings. Put it in a savings and don't worry about it. Let it just sit in a savings, or put it in an ISA. Put it in whatever you feel comfortable to put your money in, right? So let's now look at February to see how, to see how they're doing in February. In February, again, everything stays the same because, as I said, those are people's regular expenses. Regular expenses tend not to change. It's the extra on top. So this time around, they decided to spend £60 on clothes. February is Valentine's Day. Everyone is, doing it up and getting themselves in a happy place. They spent £75 on going out, and somebody had a credit card bill. Again, this is life. Please don't, this is not to tell you to stop living your life. We need to live our life. So sometimes we need to pay for a credit card. And in this month, it was £250. Again, they're putting money away for Christmas, money away for holiday. And after that, for this month, they had £542 left. Look at their box. Their total savings is now 1,292. By March, they've got 2,127 in that box. Obviously, these people are in a different space, maybe compared to somebody that is renting and not in their own personal house. They haven't got a mortgage, for example, so they're not saving like that. But the purpose of just this simple spreadsheet is just to show you how simple it is for you to account and manage your money. It's not designed to, it can't make money come out. It's basically how you just manage the data that you're dealing with every month. You can talk to your partner, speak to your girlfriend or boyfriend if you put money together, and just this is just a display of all we have going in, all we have coming out, and everybody can see what it is and what the carryovers are. So back to our presentation. Give me a moment. So, how can you make the template work for you? Leverage your partnership. I find that a lot of people, they said money is the second biggest thing in our relationships that we struggle with. Money. Speak up. Let them know. Be transparent with all your financial choices, all your financial commitments. Speak up so that way you can combine income together. And by combining income together also allows for certain things. So certain arguments are basically taken off the book because we're not arguing, we're not going back and forth about some discussions, we're leveraging our partnership. Just like if you were getting a mortgage, the bank will lend you based on both your income. So they'll lend you 4 times what you're earning or 5 times what you're earning together. That is what basically leveraging partnership is. It allows you to do more. All your income source. Look at, can we get more? Can we get a better job? What can we flex on? Can we do a side hustle? Who's got the time? Who's got capacity? List all your expenses. Make sure the person you're with, or if you're on your own, you are true to yourself about your expenses. Do not sugarcoat, do not ignore, do not forget, do not automatically forget. Yes, that also includes MOT of cars, servicing of cars, everything we need to do, and then budget for it, plan ahead. And we've got a saving pot. As you can see, those couple or the couple in the illustration had a little bit left. Put aside something or somewhere where you can keep that money. And the most important thing, allocate spending money. We are living. Don't be scared of it. This is your money, your finances, you are living, and you need to enjoy yourself. So allocate spending money for you. Yes, sometimes things might be a little bit tighter in some months where you have a big so in that, please
No, actually,
manage your goal.
actually,
Sorry, if you are on the call and you've just
it's 18 because actually
yourself, please. Also, account for all your leftovers. So this couple in the illustration have decided to put all their leftovers in a savings account. So account for it. Do not just leave it in a bank account for things to just come and take that money or that, I find that these phones we have at the moment, they're the enemy of progress. On my iPhone, on the side, you just need to double press it and it basically allows you to like have money taken out of your credit card. It doesn't even give you a choice. You don't get a choice in it. It just says double press and you're like, okay, I've done it. And you've double pressed and the money's just gone. So manage yourself well. We've all added all our, I've just recently added my credit card to my phone. So when I go shopping, I don't need my card, my physical card on me anymore. The other day I went down to Co-op by my house. I didn't really need to go to Co-op, but I thought, okay, I was there. And even though I didn't have my bank card, I had my phone on me. The next minute I left Co-op, I'd spent £20. I didn't even mean to go to Co-op, but because it was on my phone. So be very mindful. Everything is geared to take your money. Our next slide. So have a go at that budget. Please, please, please. If you do already have a budget and you have a template, fantastic, well done you. If you are, oh, Jimmy, but I'm really not that way inclined. While doing this research, I was looking for something I'd written down and I was looking in all my old notes in my study here. And yes, I do keep my old notes, I'm weird. Yes, and then I noticed that in 2012, I had a little book where I used to write all my monies and my outgoings and incomings. So I was just like, I felt really proud of myself because it's not new to me. So this is all I've been doing. So if you are not doing it and if you're not on that journey, start today. It's never too late to take charge. So while I've talked to you about budgeting, let's talk about some things that we can do to, save or manage our money right, whatever way you want to put it. I've got a list here. So if I'm not looking at the screen, it's because I'm reading my list. I went on various websites. I went on Which, I went on money savers or money, is it? I can't remember, it's Money Savers something. And I went on another website and I was trying to compare what they had as a money saving tips. It turns out they all had the same information as I did. So there was basically nothing new under the sun. So if you're doing it already, fantastic. If you're not, please take some gems away with you and look at it. So we spoke about credit cards. Credit cards are the bane of my life because you're either good with them or you're not. You're either able to ignore them or you can't. Or unfortunately, sometimes there is no other means we need to put it on a credit card. The credit card I have, I am an advocate for it. I have one that works for me. So I spend on it, it gives me points. That's the only reason why I use that one. If it didn't give me any points, I probably wouldn't use it at all unless I had an emergency. But if you are one that uses it, there's something called you can transfer of your debit balance. So it's a balance transfer, loads of bank advertise it. They tell you that you transfer your money for 2 years, you pay 0% on it, they charge you a little fee, maybe 3.5% or something. But what that means is you are able to consolidate your debt. You are able to manage your debt. If you had 3 credit cards, for example, you just put them all in one and then you're paying that off without interest on top of it. So the quicker you can bring the balance down, the better, basically. If you want to go online, so many information about it. The second one is, if you do want to use an overdraft, there are loads of banks at the moment offering overdrafts, but if you only get up to £250, you can have it as free without paying any interest on it. So look into that if you must use overdraft. Before you make a decision, so there are loads of things that we can be doing at the moment. Do not stay with the same energy company for more than a year. There is no value to it. You go on USwitch, move your energy bill around. Don't worry, it's not difficult. USwitch does everything for you. I've just done it, and I tell all my friends to do it as well. Don't say my parents. It's not. Yes, it's easier and it's convenient. And yes, sometimes you think, oh, but Jimmy, it's only £30 more. Why do I want to move for £30 more? Trust me. I hate stress too, so I personally wouldn't move, but I've seen the benefit to it. They don't negotiate with you. So before I used to be with Scottish Power did not negotiate when I told them I was moving to Eon. They just said yes, go, because they know they're not able to offer you anything better. Only the people that get better are new customers. Cancel unnecessary direct debits. Look at your direct debits. Check everything leaving your bank account. Again, if you bank with different people, try and consolidate your direct debit to one bank account. That way you can track and you know what is coming out. Also, these phones, they're giving us 30 gig of data. Like, do we all need 30 gig of data, especially because we're at home? So if, for example, you don't need it, you don't need to pay for it if you don't need it. Try and switch to one that offers you what you actually need. Plan for your expenses in advance, birthdays, holidays, all of those things that we want to do. You know, not the big stuff like weddings, because those things take time, but plan for your extraordinary expenses. Save money on food. So I am a lover of all foods. Waitrose. If it was up to me, I would only shop in Waitrose, because when I was in university, the only shop next to my house was Waitrose, and I believed everything Waitrose had was the best. Everything tasted better. The eggs taste better. Everything in Waitrose tastes better. But my husband does not believe in that. He believes in, okay, as is still expensive for him. He believes in Aldi. But over the years, I've bought into Aldi too. Now, on Christmas, I usually save all my Christmas shopping for Marks and Spencer's. But this Christmas, I decided to give Aldi a go. And some of it I loved, some of it I didn't, but I gave it a go. And I guess, I didn't spend as much money, but I'm open-minded. But I don't know if next year, maybe, next year I might go back to my Marks and Spencer's and just order it and just deal with the consequences. But again, this is life. We have to live it, and I'm flexible in my choices sometimes. Also, use things like savers. I don't know if you've ever heard of savers. There's so many savers around. Use it when buying your household cleaning products, your deodorants, all of these little things. You don't need to buy it. You can go to different places to get your things. It's all about just getting the best for your money. Also, if you are going to get credit cards or get money back on your spendings, I know John Lewis has a card, and if you spend so much, they give you so much in return. American Express do that. They have their loyalty credit card, top cashback. There's so many things you can sign up to. I am not good with them because my phone has all my data. So I order every single thing from my phone. So bad. And I just never think to go on my laptop to order stuff because I've just done it on my phone. But I guess because we're home now and I'm with my laptop a lot more, I'm able to just stop myself and say, okay, I'm going to go through this process to be able to get a little bit more money. Also, make your own coffee at home if you are obsessed with prep like I am. Some people are obsessed with Costa, or some people love their Neuro coffee, or just, those little coffee shops, and they are yummy. Their coffee does not taste like your instant coffee at home. Let me tell you that. I've been drinking instant coffee now for 9 months. I know it doesn't taste the same, but make your own. You save a lot of money. When I used to go to work in London Bridge, my coffee used to cost £2.80. And then my manager one day pulled me up on it because, we're all having jokes about money. And he said, Jimmy, £2.80 times 5 times 4. And I was like, whatever. I did the calculation on my calculator. It wasn't anything. Then I did it. It was like, well, do it times, 11. Let's just say you take 1 month of the year on holiday. Those things rack up. And coffee is actually cheaper than smoothie. Smoothie racks up. And then your salad, you can get your food, you can take your food to, there's just so many things. Also, do not be duped by those discount codes. Oh my goodness. Have you noticed ASOS sends those discount codes between the hours of 7 to 9? Or you get discount codes from all of those like little shops, Pretty Little Things, all of those kind of little shops, catching and stealing all your money. But the reality is 20% of £20 is £2. There's no need to be buying anything. They're lying to you because you don't actually buy one item. You end up buying 5 and you don't need it. Go into your wardrobe, you'll be surprised. I bet you have 5 new dresses you've not worn. Or men, you probably have those shirts you never wear because you're always in t-shirts and jumpers at the moment. And my last one is my last 2, my favorite new things. Sell. Don't be scared of it. Don't worry. When I first started it, I was like, oh my God, eBay, nobody's gonna buy anything. Then my younger sister got me into Depop. I was like, oh my goodness, there are people are actually buying things second hand. That dress you don't like anymore, somebody is willing to pay £10 for it. Those shoes you don't wear anymore, somebody is willing to pay £7 for it. Don't throw things away. I'm the worst. I just want to clear out. I do not have time to be sourcing things. I'm taking pictures, but I do mine with tech. Any old tech, I sell it. I list it. I sell it. I've just sold my Apple Watch that I upgraded, so I sold my old one. My phone, I just sold it. It doesn't take time, and you'll be surprised with tech. Everything sells so quickly. I don't know why, but people are obsessed with not paying full price for a lot of things. And my last one is, do not stick with the same utility or insurance provider. Loyalty is rarely rewarded. I've been with O2 now for I've been with O2 now since I was 18, so a long time. O2 is never giving me a discount because I've been loyal to them. I actually have to go through Cat Phone Warehouse or go through something else to be able to get a cheaper rate. So do not stick with the same companies just because it's convenient and easy. So some useful websites you might want to take down: Which, USwitch, Top Cashback, Money Saving Experts. Martin Lewis should be your best friend. If you don't know about Martin Lewis, get to know. The guy is a working information, gems upon gems. If you can't figure things out, just go on his website. He's just able to give information so freely. And those informations are so helpful, especially things like mortgage, remortgaging. If you're not sure about what somebody's saying, go check on his website. He has an information for you. Or do what I do. I listen to his podcast. So, based on everything you've heard so far, what future do you want to see? Right now, if you are struggling and your expenses are just weighing you down and you are stressed based on the first picture, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? What decisions are you going to make? What are you going to use? What are you going to use within your powers to plan? Are you going to take charge of your finance? Are you going to say, okay, no more spending on this, no more spending on that. We're going to streamline this. We're going to do what we need to do. What are you going to do for you? Are you going to then review your finances as well and find out you're doing really well? So, you can do better and you can manage yourself well. But what I would like in this journey too is, what I've just been through or I'm still going through. So basically, I've just had two boys. Well, one is 5, one is 2. My 2-year-old, when I came back from hospital, I did not look at the baby and think, oh, wow, you are beautiful, even though I did. I went upstairs, I dragged myself upstairs to get on the scale, and my scale read 16 stone 3. That is a lot of weight. And I thought, okay, you mean go enjoy your baby for 3 months? Obviously, within 2 weeks, I went back on the scale. I dropped to 15.10. And then it was Christmas. So obviously, I stayed 15.10. I'm sure I'd lost weight, but I stayed 15.10. And January 2019, I started my weight loss journey. And when I wrote down the plan and the goal, I think I had to lose 4 stones. 4 stones is a lot. My 5-year-old is not even 4 stones yet. So it's a lot of weight to shed. But you plan. I plan my meals. I plan my workout. I don't use the car sometimes. I walk to places. All the beautiful foods in life. I'm not going to list them out right now, but all my favorite food. If you are close to me, you know all my favorite food. I say no to them or look for alternative. The alternative is okay. It doesn't taste as good, but I had a goal. And every single month, I'll go. Then I was with Weight Watchers. I'll go in first week. Oh, Jimmy, you lost 3 pounds. Then it was, oh, wow, you've lost half a stone. And then it was, oh, my God, well done. You did your first stone within 4 months or 3 months or something less than that. And then by the end of the year, I'd lost 3 stones. And then 2020 came. And I'm now like, okay, I've lost 3 stones. I've still got 1 more stone to lose. What am I doing? But again, I looked at myself and I weighed myself and I'm maintaining. And I think, wow, you've done well. That is basically how your finances go. You plan. You are rigid in your plan to begin with, because before you become consistent and disciplined, you have to do the habits. You have to build the habit. Habits don't come overnight. So if you see me in the Dartford gym and you see me on that treadmill, it's a lie. I'm faking it. But you have to see me. I go on it Monday, Tuesday, take a break on Wednesday, but I have to keep doing it. I hate it. But if you see me on a cross trainer, you're like, oh, gym looks easy. This Jimmy makes the cross trainer looks easy. It's because it's literally my favorite machine and I live on it. So I've learned to enjoy myself in it. So it's not going to be an easy journey for a lot of us. It's going to be a bit uncomfortable, a bit difficult. Sometimes it will pinch you. Sometimes your friends might be going on that special meal in central London you might not be able to go to because you have a goal, but it's okay. I promise you, come 2021, December, all those little changes you've made will have acquired to a big, massive change. And you would also create new habits for you and your family. And also you'll be able to share all those new habits with other people as well. Most importantly, you will hit your goal. So I am excited. I'm excited for you. Looking forward to hearing good feedbacks. And if you're already doing it, fantastic. But on this note, I just want to say thank you, thank you. I can see there is 85 of you, 85 devices actually listening to me. I am so excited. And the best part of it is, out of those 85, you haven't dropped. You've actually stayed online the whole time. I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of us. Well done, us. We're going to take 2021. Thank you so much, Taiwo. Thank you for giving me this platform to speak. And if you have any questions, it's a sensitive topic. Don't worry if you don't want to tell us 85 people on this call. You can send me a private message. But if it's a general question that you think, okay, maybe Jimmy, you might have covered it this way. And for my budgeting template, I also noticed that some people actually remove savings first, but I choose not to do that because I want to see what I have after so that I can enjoy myself a little. So ask me any question, hopefully not too tough, so that we can basically reason together. Thank you,
Awesome.
thank you, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jimmy, if you'd like to stop sharing your screen. Brilliant. To be honest, this presentation that Jimmy has just given, I can sit here wholeheartedly and say that this is not going to be the first time that you've heard the information that Jimmy has said. You would have all heard it in different formats, different presentations, online, on TV. So I wasn't going to surprise you, or we weren't going to surprise you at this event. But what we did want to do in this event is to redig your mindset, redig your thinking. It's the beginning of the year. Everybody is planning for the year, because we are all, in one way or the other, going to have a great year. And in one way or the other, a great year will consist of us spending. Even if we're at home for half of it because of lockdown, and hopefully not, we will spend. We will spend on food, and we will spend. Jimmy mentioned it earlier about perhaps some of us sending money home or sending our money in places. She's not saying you don't do it. She's saying that we should manage our priorities right and manage our money right. So one way or the other, in the next 12 months, we are all going to spend. And I think this event is more about starting the year with a triggered off mindset to doing it right. I know for a fact I need to curb some of my habits. And as Jimmy said earlier on, a lot of things that we don't really pay attention to because it just comes out. Like, you know, I've got a 249, my husband's on the course, I better be a bit careful here. But I've got a 249 subscription that comes out. And I'm sitting listening to this and thinking, do you know what? I don't think I really need that, to be fair. And if I now calculate those 250s and I add it up, somebody else might think, oh, but it's minor. You add up all the minors and all the minors become a major. So this is what this presentation was really about. And one thing that I was listening to or reading the other day from a gentleman, and he said that Christmas time, we know how, let's take COVID away. Take COVID and everything's back to normal. Everyone's running around like normal. We plan for Christmas. We plan what we're going to do, where we're going to go, who we're going to buy gifts for, how much we're going to spend on each person's gifts, what we're going to eat at the dinner table. We plan for Christmas like there's no tomorrow. Some of us start planning for Christmas from the summer. And the gentleman said, if only we could plan our lives like how we plan for Christmas. Christmas is just one day, but yet we will put so much time and so much effort and so much energy into that one day. But how have we planned our life? Do we take that time and plan my Jan to December financially with my children, my husband, and everything else I want to do? So where are our priorities in life? And let's be honest, money is the root of a lot of things that we need to do and what we live by. So our job here today was not to tell you something new. It was just to help you to rejig your mindset and push you forward into 2021 with better thinking. Now, some people might look at that spreadsheet and be like, whoa. I said to Jimmy before, and I'll say it on this call as well, I said that you can take a horse to the river. Whether the horse drinks is up to the horse. Those templates are amazing, but they also require discipline. And I know a lot of us have discipline from the 1st of January to the 31st of January. Our discipline has got to go from the 1st of Jan to the 31st of December. So by all means, at the end of this call, I will be sending out an email with the template. I would love us, and I'm talking to myself as well, to use that template. And then you know what? You will actually really see where your money goes. And only you yourself can answer whether it's good, bad, or whether it needs improvement or adjustments. So we'll make that accessible to you guys after this event. In the meantime, if you do have any questions, so that it's easier to manage, please drop it in the chat box and then we will answer it. There was a question, I say we, Jimmy will answer it. I'm nowhere near finance. I'm learning myself. But Jimmy earlier on not Jimmy, sorry. There was a question earlier on regarding should a student have a credit card? Your thoughts on that, Jimmy?
When I was a student, I had one, but never spent it because I was just so scared. I would say because of the kind of country we live in, maybe get one with like £200 limit and use it to train yourself. And as and when you build that confidence in yourself, and you know, it's not to buy Balenciaga, it's not to buy Gucci, it's not to top up the money for the wig, it's not to buy stuff on AliExpress, it's for the day where we're waiting a week before student loan drops so that we can use the student loan. Once the moment the student loan drops, we're basically repaying the money straight away. Does that make sense? So it just depends on you as a person. I had one, like I said, I never used it, but after university, I definitely got myself one, and it's basically still the same credit card I've had for years now.
Okay, and I think the little that I would say, I think in the student world, and they make it enticing. They used to be Freshers Week and stores and everything, and they make it sound enticing. And you see these £1,000 and whatnot, and it's enticing. But it's a question of, do I need a credit card, or do I want a credit card? And equally, when you get that credit card, am I going to use that credit card for things that I need or things that I want? I think that question, those two words, a need and a want, no matter what age we are, we need to keep ringing that. I have to keep ringing that. Do I want it or do I need it? The majority of the time, I want it. And is it right? Probably the majority of the time, no. Okay, I had a question that was sent to me on email, and it said, should I say no to my bank on having an overdraft on my account and living simply by the income that comes in?
Well, that is basically a personal choice for you. I would say, I don't know, there's nothing wrong. It just depends. It's just like the credit card question. You can just have a little limit. So £200 maybe, because sometimes you might, you know, at the moment, we all have like 700 different bank accounts because we have a Sterling, we have a Monzo, we have Barclays, and we don't close down accounts because we want a credit trail of all our accounts. So why don't you just maybe have £200? I have £300, and that's it. Sometimes maybe, you know, I go to the shops and I haven't got my right card, so I just spend money on it. But by the time I get home, I put the money back. Only if you're that kind of person. If you're not, they've even changed the way they bill us with our charges, with overdrafts now. They bill you per day, and the money is pennies. Obviously, if you haven't got a £10,000 overdraft, then that's completely different. It's not a loan. So use it as a in and out transaction. We use it quickly and we put it back quickly, basically.
Okay, fab. A question here, should I save before, oops, am I saying it correct? Your opinion on saving first before spending. I think you touched on that on the spreadsheet.
Yeah, because a lot of people, depending on where you're at, so some people are really, really strict that, oh yeah, take out what you want to save. Yes, I would say I'm an advocate for that too. If, for example, you were saving for a house and there was no choice in the matter and you had a goal, so by 2022 we have to have this much of a savings, we have to have this pot of like £20,000. So we have no choice. We have to save £1,000 every single month. If that works for you, you do it. I would just say you do it. But also, I believe in flexibility and enjoying life a little bit. And I like room. And this allows you to have room. So it's whatever we have from the pot that we put in to the savings. But it's really subjective. It just depends on the kind of person you are.
Okay, fab. Okay, right. Brilliant. I'm going to stop it right there because I'm a sticker for time and I don't like keeping people for too long. But I will say thank you everybody for joining. I know that some people did join slightly late. So this is being recorded up on my YouTube channel, which is, if you search Lady T P31 and subscribe there, then you'll get the video and you can sit back and you can watch it. And you can also be a blessing to other people that you think need that kickstart and be ready for 2021. This is just a brief slide that I had put up earlier on, again, just to say who I was and what I compromised of, and me being a Proverbs 31 lady, and me trying to encourage you amazing people out there, you ladies and men, in living to grow to excel. Now, lastly, Jimmy talked about insurances and thinking of the incasities and what do we do? Do we financially plan for the incasities? Now, the next event that we'll be holding will be by a gentleman called Shola Ajetomobi, who's going to be talking to us about how are we financially prepared in our futures? Are you financially naked? You're probably sitting there thinking, what does financially naked mean? So you've got loads of money, but then again, you might not be having loads of money in the right places. So, for instance, one thing I'd like to say here, it's not a selling webinar. You're not going to be under that pressure, but what it's doing to you is it's putting you into the right mindset again about your financial situation. Jimmy talked earlier on about having life insurance and how much money she had just to be able to, or was it going to be enough? And somehow she was able to find and sort out a package that's enough. But the fact is, she's got that insurance. So if and when she does need to use it, and by God's grace, it's a very long time ahead in years to come, she's prepared for that. She's not financially naked there. She talked about earlier on as well, not having a job at a point. Perhaps there are insurances that cover you for when you don't have a job, and they're able to manage your finance and look after you financially then. I know that sometimes these are these awkward conversations that we don't want to have, the insurances, the will, in terms of what's going to happen to my children, or look after my children, and look after my children financially, or look after my spouse financially. Yes, I know they are the awkward questions, and they're the things of, I would do it later. We've all been in this season, and I'm very sure all of us in one way or the other, be it close or distant, have been affected by somebody that has passed. And it's always that question of insurance, I'll do it later. Will, I'll do it later. Investment, I'll do it later. But we don't know if later will come. I don't want to sit here and I don't want to sell. I just want to encourage you to think about your future, your children, your family, your home financially, and don't be financially naked. Please take the opportunity, join Mr. Shola on Sunday, the 7th of February, same time, same platform like this, where you can learn and listen. And again, I'll say it again, we'll take the horse to the river. And after that, you will do what you've got to do. But on that note, I would love to just say thank you very, very much for being a part of this event. Please follow us on Instagram, which is live.grow.excel. And there you'll be able to see the different events that will be coming up throughout the year. I hope you've enjoyed it. And as I said, once the recording is ready, please feel free to share it with people that you think will be blessed by it. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.